It comes out and mute it out the gate. Hey, sorry. Hey, excited about NADA is coming up. As a matter of fact, I'll be heading there this weekend. Excited about it. We got a big 20 by 20 booth. Come see us. I think it's 6149. And come check us out. But I want to kind of give you what we'll be doing there at NADA. But before I do that, I want to kind of cover what I have the subject is the tax season coming? What my thoughts are. And again, I want to back it up with some data. Now, this isn't a doom and gloom conversation, but you better be aware of what's coming around the corner. These are speculations. I hope I'm wrong. But if anything, I want to make sure you're prepared 60, 90 days down the road and not looking back going, man, how come nobody saw this coming? Why didn't anybody say anything about this? Well, here's what I'm saying. And this is where I'm going to go with this. So let's start out with a few things that I've noticed and headlines and stuff. So I'm going to share one of my screens over here, and I'm going to pick, let's see what window here. I'm going to pick this window right here. I'm going to start sharing that. Now, this is from a newsletter, Automotive State of the Union. Great insights each day. Matter of fact, I'm looking forward to every Friday morning we do a clubhouse, All Things Used Cars. David Long hosts it, sponsored by All Things Used, the Automotive State of the Union crew there. And that'll be live Friday morning at NADA. Look forward to being there. But check this out. Tech troubles, Spotify, 600 employees laid off, Twitter, 3,700, Salesforce, 7,000, Microsoft, 10,000, Meta, 11,000, Google, 12,000, Amazon, 18,000. Okay, a lot of layoffs happening. Again, the job market's still pretty strong, but this is a trickle-down effect. A lot of these companies or people are going to probably get a 3 to 6 month severance, some of them. And so they're going to be able to float for a little bit. Some of them will be put back into new jobs and stuff. But I guarantee you, we won't see the repercussions of that until those severance pay and stuff starts going away. So that would be one concern. And then I want to show you another headline here, and I don't know if my screen is moving or not, but there's another headline, and let me see, I think we're streaming, making sure. The next headline is gas prices rise on strong demand, higher oil prices. So gas prices starting to increase after a fall, and basically what it's saying is, to sum it up, gas prices are up 35%. 35 cents, compared to a month ago, and 11 cents than a year ago. So demand's up. One of the things, and I'm going to stop sharing screen. I'm going to try to go right back to sharing this headline here. There it is. So again, gas prices up a bit, 35 cents compared to a month ago, and 11 cents to a year ago. One of the things I've noticed coming into work, just seems like a lot more traffic happening. And my guess was beginning of the year, a lot of their company owners probably said, hey, I'm going to want you guys back in the office at the beginning of the year. I know that to be true for a couple offices. Talked to Chamber of Commerce. One of the people there was saying, that's what happened at their daughter's work. They said, hey, they're starting out at 1 day a week for January, 2 days a week. For February, 3 days a week for March, and going from there. So I think there's just more traffic, there's more demand. So gas prices are going up. We just talked about layoffs, but also there's another headline here. Americans are struggling to pay car loans. Okay. This was I shared it on Facebook, January 21st. Okay. And so of all loans, severe delinquency ones have reached the highest rate since the financial crisis about 15 years ago. Okay. Talked about the perfect storm of car repossessions and loan defaults. That's in there. Really, it says of all loans, 1.84 were severely delinquent, which is an increase from 1.74 in November and the highest since February of 2009. If you remember, 2008-09 recession. So that was another red flag. So we have layoffs, we have higher gas prices or inflation expenses, and we have more delinquencies happening on used car loans. So the reason why I bring that up, I always reference this. This is the shopper indexes. Again, I've done enough research through autotradercars.com, tracking shopper activity for years now, and there's a pattern to them. Okay. And I'll go over this. This is showing how many people go into Google searching for used cars. Okay. Now, if you go back in, this is a 5-year window all over the United States, and it'll be seasonal in different markets. But February, end of February and going into March, and this is 2018, on a scale of 100, the shopper count hits its peak in this February, March tax season. That's what I said, is this tax season coming. This is the traditional pre-COVID. It was at its peak, shopper activity at its highest, and right after tax season, it drops down to one of the lowest. Okay, or not lowest, but drops 25% after tax season, or April 15th. All the filings are done. Usually a summer uptick, July, August, and that's usually summer sales-a-thon, summer sales events. So we get a spike in used car activity there too, and then it always kind of valleys out and bottoms out in December, beginning or middle or end of December range, as Christmas and the holidays come around. Now, 2019, again, pre-COVID, hit this peak of the 5-year window. February 24th through March 2nd hit its peak in shopper activity, and again drops down through April after the tax season, about 25% uptick in August for summer sales events, and again back down through December, valleys out. We're on the same trajectory going into February, March of 2020, but COVID shutdown happened. 46 out of 100, shopper count was at 46, meaning everybody was in their basement. Nobody was shopping for cars. 50%, 54% drop in shopper activity. Then it picks up, of course, as the economy opens back up, and then back down through December. Up through February, but actually it upped in March the previous year in 2021. Because of COVID, they had a delay in tax returns, and people weren't seeing their money till later in March, or later in February, early March. Shopper activity picks up. Notice 2021 really didn't have a summer sales event. Summer sales a little bit in July uptick, but nothing like previous years. It just went pretty much straight down through December. Okay. Now, last tax season was about 20% lower than all previous tax seasons, the last 5-year window that we're looking at. It was at 77, comparably again to 94 and 90, 100 and 99. So it was down about 25%. So last tax season, Universal, it was down 20 to 25%. Shopper activity and volume's been down. Okay. Now we did get a little bit of a summer sales. A little bit of uptick on summer, but check this out. Straight down through December, and look at last December. It was at a 42 index. Remember, COVID shutdown was at 46. This 2 Decembers ago, it was at 50, and that was almost as low as COVID shutdown. And that spring season that tax season never really panned out as much as we would have liked it. Okay, last year. Last year, a lot of people were predicting, it's going to be the best tax season ever, highest returns ever. We felt otherwise, and sadly say we're wrong. We were correct about that. The tax season was light, and it didn't pop like everybody was hoping. What traditionally happens right now is everybody goes to the lane and starts stacking up for this tax season, and then a lot of cars end up sitting out and aging, and that's kind of the reflection of what we're having right now. But this past December was 8% lower than the previous December and lower than COVID shutdown. And year over year, if you look at January number at 59 compared to last year around this time is around 63, 62. Last year, we didn't have the headlines that we have this year. We don't have the layoffs. Gas prices are back up. People are more delinquent on their cars as much as recession. We have over 50. So here's kind of the good thing. There are less cars available, about a 10% less volume of cars in the used car market. We track how many national listings, how many in each of our dealers market, 100-mile radius. There's about a 10% less used car inventory in the market right now, but I don't think it has to do with supply, and here's why. There's a lot of cars at the lane no one's buying. the last I heard, Brian Kramer hit it up on the last Clubhouse, 51% no sale rates at the lane. These cars are out there. They're just not getting bought and put in the dealership's lots right now, I believe. Yes, there's going to be a little bit less cars. There's not the 3-year-old car would be the 2020s that weren't out there. So we're starting to see that impact. But there are cars available. It's just a lot of no sale rate. Matter of fact, I was in a call this morning, and the dealer that we were talking to, the cars he took to the auction, 70% didn't sell. So 30% sold, because he was talking about how you can't trust MMR data right now because the no sale rates that are happening. You can't really trust the MMR average. And I said, yeah, of all the 30% that you did sell, how many of them actually got MMR? And they said it was about a 90% below. So 10% off of MMR on top of, you can't calculate the no sale rates, but his case, it was 70%. I think nationally it was at a 51% no sale rate. So that's happening too. So there's a false kind of increase in used car pricing that you're seeing out there. One, you're going to see, obviously, wholesale stays high or seems high because the only cars that are selling are the cars that are going for top dollar right now. And dealers are trying to stack up for this tax season. But it could be a false positive. There could be this increase in wholesale. And matter of fact, there was a headline about the average retail price increase again. No one's really buying something if they have to. And dealers are kind of keeping their pricing high right now just to try to protect their gross from the money that they're losing right now. I have screenshots of cars being dropped 12 grand since November of the actual retail asking price. 10% drops on cars, 38 grand down to 35 grand since November. You're talking just a 2-month period, 10% drops in retail prices of inventory. I'm buying 3 cars in the next 6 months. I already co-signed for my son 1 car. I got my wife's lease up in 6 months, and my 15-year-old daughter's turning 16 in 6 months. We're going to have to buy her lease, buy a replacement car, lease another car, buy a used car for my daughter to get her on the road to get to jobs and schools and stuff. So as we're shopping, I'm looking at these numbers, and if I can wait, I will. My son, we had to buy now because he moved from Chicago, didn't have a car and needed one. So we bought out of necessity. That's the only reason. If I could have waited 3 to 6 months to buy his car, we would have, because the car he bought now is going to be worth 2 to 3 grand less in the next 60 days, I believe. Now, again, speculation, but I'll show you trend after trend, metric after metric, data after data that kind of, again, this isn't a go hide in the corner and pout about why you ain't selling cars. This is where you start stepping up, being more responsible with your inventory, reflection of what's happening on your lot and controlling what you could control. If you're heavy in trucks, get your trucks moving. If you got leads on the trucks, call and email those leads to get that truck, increase the frequency of contact ratio on your truck leads to get your trucks moving without dropping the pricing, because there's people out there needing cars and there's going to be people buying cars. There's going to be 35 to 40 million used cars being sold this year. It's just a matter of who they're buying it from. Okay. Well, maybe 33 to 38 million used cars being sold this year. But people, and here's the other thing that's happening. New cars are increasing. Incentives are increasing on new cars. Okay. And there's plenty of them out there from majority of manufacturers. I know there's still, like Honda and stuff, still struggling with some inventory, but especially the domestics, they have inventory. And there's incentives out there now. So all this is sitting there. What I'm saying is, and the reason why, again, I picked on this video, and it's a little bit longer than usual, is I did a demo, and the guy wanted to, because he has activity happening, remodeling and stuff, he's like, we might have been premature at getting this demo. We're probably going to wait till March. And I said, well, hold on. Before you do, let me tell you what I think is coming. And if you want to wait till March, that's fine. But if what I just said ends up happening, you're going to be in a big, huge mess. And I don't want you to be mad at us as we're trying to work you out of this mess. I'd rather you try to do something about it now. Use February and March to take advantage of this tax season, because it will peak. It will be better than most months. And take advantage of that and get this inventory and your product and your inventory lean and clean and your leads managed, and get they say the best of habits form at the worst of times. Start preparing, and the worst habits form at the best of times. Well, we've been at the best of times and worse habits have formed. So we got to get off of these old habits, start doing the new habits now, even though you haven't been punched in the throat as bad as you could be, because it's probably coming. Okay. So, anyways, that's my spiel. We got NADA. I'm excited about it. Again, use the resources that are out there available for you to be able to help get you through this. Maximize every relationship with your vendor. Take every ounce of energy you can get out of them to help you make better decisions, and your vendor partners. You're already spending money with them anyways. Again, Friday, excited about NADA. Convention opens up Friday. We're going to do a Clubhouse Friday morning. All things used car on Clubhouse, the app on your phone. Look that up. We'll be live out of there with the SodaCon. They'll be all over the conference. I'll be talking with Matt Jones out of True Car Friday afternoon. That's going to be great. I'm going to be able to then also on Saturday, I get to do a pitch, a 3-minute pitch, a pitch tank. Actually, it's a 2-minute pitch tank. And whoever wins that 2-minute pitch tank gets to do a 30-minute demo on the live stage at NADA. So wish me luck there. I'm competing. I'm hoping to be able to win that contest and do a little pitch, a 30-minute on the live stage at NADA. That will be awesome. I get to meet with Jason Harris. I get to meet with, we're doing a meeting with Joey Little at Promax. We're going to be over there. And so we just got a lot of things happening. I'm excited about it. We're doing a special, half off a setup, half on the term, 3-month agreements at a 6-month agreement. We're honoring that this month. Anybody want a demo on our services, just let us know. We have a good special going on. This is a little winded. Subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to the podcast. We'll continue to post stuff each week, help you through this transition market. Thanks. Have a good weekend.